to reality by
Sensation Station Network.
East Point to Buckhead, College Park to Bankhead. Dopest sports talk show on the radio. You heard what I said. Mason, Eagle, highlights and big plays from the East Coast to the West Coast, from Oregon to Georgia State. Touchdowns and home runs, slam dunks and long run. Athletes and sports junkies. If you got the knowledge, come get you some. Call in, let me hear your thoughts. Sound mad, get your team low. Jerry Jones, cause I'm the ball. Call in, let me hear your thoughts. Crush, Jack. Yeah.
Woo, it's Monday, and it's 8 o'clock, and you tuned in to the dopest sports show on radio. It's The Crush, right here on Sensation Station Network. And I'm your humble co-host, E. Glaze. And with me, as always, number 2 in your heart. He's still trying to get people to wear number 2 in college.
Hey, man, I advocate all skill position guys wear single digits.
That's him. Maceo Hurd, what's happening, brother?
I'm doing good, brother. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, happy MLK Day to you, my brother.
Hey, same, my brother. Did you do any good community service today?
Yeah, man.
Okay, as long as you did that.
Pay it forward, bro.
Okay,
Pay
no
it
doubt,
forward, bro.
no doubt.
Pay
As
it
long as you
forward.
did that, man, I'm good.
Hey, man.
I feel better now.
What a weekend that we had this weekend.
Man, even though the Cowboys not in it, I'm enjoying some good football.
What I don't understand, though, Mace, I understand the whole Cowboys-Steelers thing, but did you have to hate the whole weekend?
The hate is high for me when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. We can't like them. We can't like them.
Yeah, man, you was a little too excited to see that loss for them this weekend.
Man, couldn't happen to a better team.
With us today, man, we have Chris Draft. He's with us, as well as Tyler Simmons, the young fella just committed to Alabama. Roll Tide is in the building with us.
Hard work pays out.
We gonna talk to them, both of them, in a minute. But Maceo,
We got a call already?
Already.
Hey, caller, what you crushing on?
Oh, I'm crushing on this King Day. Happy King Day.
Hey, happy King Day to you, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, let's shout out Red Oak, and hopefully they'll go on and handle their business.
Yeah, man, it looked like Cam might make it to the Super Bowl, man. He one game away.
Yeah, you got a tough game the next game, but I hope they can do it. I hope he can win it all, so that will be nice.
Hey, man, I'm cheering for my homeboy, man.
Hey, man, he got a chance. He at home. It's a good chance. Everything looking good, Mike. So, hey, man, when you come, hey, you gonna hang with us this Sunday, ain't you?
Well, we'll see. So we'll see.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you
All
later,
right,
man.
then. All
Appreciate you, Mike.
Big shout out to everybody out there in Periscope, Demeter. We know we got Jen's out there. She said you look good in that red, boy.
I didn't mean to wear this, too. And I didn't think about it until I got halfway to the studio, but it matched my tennis shoes. I mean, I always, I'm a fashion forward kind of guy.
All right, but they do look, the red do look
Well,
good, bro.
tomorrow I'll be wearing Dallas Cowboy blue then. Just make it simple. I was trying to, never mind.
Everybody.
Yeah.
What's going on, Chris? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good.
You feeling good? Got the Chris. You look good over there, Chris, man.
Well, I got to represent a little bit.
All right,
branding, man. Chris Draft Family Foundation,
Tyler, how you doing, brother?
I'm good.
You welcome, man. How you feeling?
I'm good.
Got all the stress off you. You done committed and everything.
Yeah, roll tide.
Roll tide.
You got one more thing to do. Got to sign that paperwork.
Yeah, it's all about signing that paperwork until that's done.
Yeah, until it's done.
Don't count that thing yet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man.
I love it.
We're going to talk about all that when we come back. Hey, man, our hot topic today, we got to talk about this Final Four in the NFL, man. Talk about these games this weekend. Got Chris in. He played for one team. We got to talk to Chris. Chris, we also going to talk about a team you also played for that moved to L.A. Talk to you a little bit
We
about
can talk about a bunch of teams. I played on 7 teams. So we can talk about Falcons. We can talk about the Bears.
We ain't gonna talk about the Redskins, though. We ain't gonna talk about the
We can
Redskins.
go to the Redskins.
No, we ain't gonna talk about them.
There's a bunch that we can't talk about. But
Yeah,
I guess you probably want to talk about the Carolina Panthers. We have to.
Well, personally,
and
I
then-
will definitely talk about them Falcon years. We're going to definitely talk
And then
about
we can talk, little L.A., formerly St.
Yeah,
Louis
yeah,
Rams,
yeah, man.
prior to that L.A. Rams.
We can find out how close he was to being a Dallas Cowboy.
And that really didn't happen. I was an absolute fan of the Dallas Cowboys growing up because of Tony Dorsett. He looked like my dad, and I was like, when you're young, that's pretty much the criterion. You
there it is.
look like my dad.
Oh, boy, when we come back, man, we're going to jump in this hot topic, and then we're going to talk to these young fella right here, Tyler Simmons. Stay with us. It's The Crush.
Want to see who's in the network?
Don't be jealous that I've been chatting online with babes all day.
Follow us on Instagram at Sensation Station Network. We're the nation's urban station. Radio, not dumbed down.
Well, I finally improved my credit score.
What? The band is about to be discovered. Rock gods don't need to worry about credit scores. We're supposed to think about how many guitars we've smashed, make ridiculous on-tour requests, tragically break up and blame creative differences.
Yeah, I'm not banking my retirement on a band that's never left your garage.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Georgia Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Vince Lombardi once said that it's hard to be aggressive when you're confused. Some of us think that taking our lives to the next level, both personally and professionally, is a confusing and complicated process. Guess what? It's not, and I can prove it. My book, Truisms, will show you how living your life by rules that are so self-evident and obvious, you'll say, I knew that. This powerful yet short, detailed bestseller is on sale right now, under $10. Go to michaelmcfadden.com. That's michaelmcfadden.com, and let Truisms help you to the next level.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Yo, it's your boy Michael McFadden. If you hear my voice right now, that means you're tuned in to The Crush on Sensation Station Network. Shout out to them Cowboys. Not for real. Maceo Glaze, what up?
Hot topics.
And we're back. Hot Topic brought to you by Pain and Wellness Center for all the injuries, workers' comp, wellness, and sports injury. Contact Winston Carhey and his wife Shantae Evans Carhey at Pain and Wellness to help get you through it. You can reach them at 404-699-0966 or go to www.pain2wellness.com. 2 locations off Cascade Road in Atlanta and off of Highway 314 in Fayetteville, Georgia. Gentlemen, we're going to have the whole round table. This weekend was absolutely phenomenal for football.
Absolutely phenomenal.
The best one, though, Green Bay, Arizona, guy.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh,
absolute dog.
It's just good to see a young fella. I call him young fella still do his thing on the slant route. But before that, Chris.
Yes.
Let me ask you this question.
Ask it.
You too.
Lay it out.
Do you blitz with 4th and long and at the end of the game?
Do I do that?
Yeah. Would you do that?
I mean, it depends on the coach. I mean, some coaches are going to go after him and try to get the ball out of his hand. I mean, a guy like Aaron Rodgers, you want to get the ball out of his hands, you know, and you hope if you can get to him early. I mean, that's the kind of the, you know, there's a philosophy, either you sit back or you pressure him and try to make him throw the ball quick. So,
what you think, Mace?
Hey, man, prevent you from winning. I say go get him.
I wanted to go get him, too. I don't have a problem with it. But now, you know, you got all these these tomorrow quarterbacks coming in saying he shouldn't have blitzed. You had 2 guys on the cat when he caught the pass.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a great point. I mean, I was actually at the Detroit game, Green Bay Packers Detroit game, and they didn't blitz. They did a three-man rush.
Yeah.
After my man had that kind of a phantom face mask, and
they kept him going.
Lightly touched lightly touched the quarterback and Aaron Rodgers, but. You know, in the world that we're in right now, lightly touched is still touched.
Oh, yeah.
You know, no means no and all.
Yeah.
But
no means no.
No means no. But they did a 3-man rush and
they got
gave him way too much time, and he was able to really plant his feet and be able to throw the ball just absolutely pretty down. And they forgot that, you know, when you throw the ball up, that somebody has to knock it down.
Yeah, knock it down.
You know, potentially if you want to win the game.
Tyler, did you see that play?
No, sir.
You was out there. I forgot you doing your thing.
Yeah, he had official this weekend.
He was concentrating on his schoolwork.
Yeah, that's right.
Sharp brother like that, he wasn't worried about that.
Yeah. We got so
He
many
said
questions.
they can watch him.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. He told me that.
Question, Tyler, have you ever had a Hail Mary thrown to you?
No, sir.
You never had to go get one?
He said the game ain't been that close.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Y'all been doing it like that.
He said the game ain't been that close, boss.
So, Larry Fitzgerald, when he caught the pass, man, Maceo, you former receiver, you received. What you thought, man, when you saw
I loved it. I mean, go to your playmaker.
I'm just trying to see how Maceo's a former wide receiver. That's what I'm trying to see.
Well, you know, when you finish playing, Chris, when you, you know, you start doing other things.
I got you.
Yeah. Okay.
got you.
So yeah.
I'm not trying to call anything out. I mean, this
Oh
all
no, don't worry about
it.
it. Hey, no doubt, because I can still go get it. Yeah. We
can go down out.
Yeah. Let's go. I got some cones in the back of the truck.
Hey, we'll go out in the parking lot, man.
First Keon, not Chris.
Yeah.
He wants some too.
We had Keon Carpet on here.
Did you have Carpet?
Yeah, and we went back and forth the whole time.
You know, Carp's a bad man.
Yeah.
You know, he's from B-More now. So if something got real, you know,
and like
it
I
might
told
have really
him,
popped off.
Let's go out there in the corner.
It might not have to go out there. Y'all done seen the wire.
No doubt. And then what I kept calling him Marlo.
Tomorrow, y'all know what happens.
He kept calling him Marlo.
I called him Marlo the whole show.
Like I'm saying. You know, he might have just snapped and said, "Forget that. We ain't going out to the street. We gonna handle that up in here."
And then what it almost got to, we started to go out there and just do some one-on-ones.
I'm just saying.
Quick slants.
Yeah,
curl.
real quick.
I'm just saying. B-More can get real now.
Hey, boy,
I know there's some listeners out there from Baltimore. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
B-More can be real. B-More can be real. Real quick, I'm going to ask you now, Chris. Who you liking this weekend?
Who do I like?
Mm-hmm. Carolina, Arizona.
You know I have to decide with the Carolina Panthers. You know I have to do that. And that's really more of a kind of a bias type of thing in terms of when you go to the Super Bowl, we're taking some cancer survivors to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
If one of my teams is down there, there's more love.
Right, no doubt.
So,
no doubt.
Absolutely. And I'm biased. Their organization is tremendous. I really enjoyed playing for them. Granted, Arizona has done an amazing job.
Right.
Von Kirkland's there, Brenton Buckner, guys I played with. So, but I'm biased towards Carolina. The other side is Denver Broncos. I'm kind of sick of seeing Tom Brady. I think a lot of people are. I'm not so much a fan of seeing Peyton Manning go, but I think I'm a little bit more at this point would rather see him. And then we have a couple of cancer survivors that are in Denver that we want them to be cheering for the Broncos in the Super Bowl rather than the Patriots.
So, young fella, who you liking, man? Carolina versus Arizona. Who you liking that one?
Honestly, I'm a Cam Newton fan.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm really a Falcons fan, but I'm going for Cam Newton.
Well, then that's just, I don't understand that then. Let's just break that down. I don't understand how you can be a Falcons fan and a Cam Newton fan.
No, I'm just saying, the Falcons not in it. So,
like
the
I'm
Falcons
saying,
are far from it.
No, I mean, if you a Falcons fan, you can't.
He just messing with you. Yeah. Who you liking the other one? Denver versus New England.
I got Denver.
Wow.
That's okay, man.
I got Denver.
He's gonna go with it.
Like you said,
the young fella.
We don't want to see Tom Brady no more.
Come on, man. He said it on the Sensation Station. Man.
Yeah.
That happened.
So we got it. We got him down. So we got Carolina, Denver.
Yes, sir.
Carolina, Denver.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
So y'all just don't believe in Brady.
No, I didn't say that.
We ain't say that.
That's what it sounded like to me. I'm sorry.
Say that. If whoever's saying that doesn't know anything about American football, or they got busted in the head and got some amnesia.
Check the balls. No, I'm just joking. No, you gonna go there? Yeah. Hey, they already talking about they couldn't hear the headsets on the sideline.
That's what they said. That's what Kansas City said.
Kansas City was quick. Headset went out about 2 or 3 minutes. They couldn't hear nothing. That's why they said they gave him giving Denver a sign language.
I mean, luckily for it'll be in Denver, so they don't have to worry about that.
No, it's in New England, bro. New England's number one.
No, it's not.
No, it's
Broncos is number one.
It's in Denver.
Denver. So I'm still going with New England.
I got to watch one more day of film.
I mean, it's a good pick. Whatever. I mean, when you ask who do you like,
you know, this their 17th time meeting.
You saying Peyton and
Brady?
And
It's their 4th time in the AFC Championship game. That's ridiculous.
Not surprised.
That's great drama right there. So we got our guest pick. When we come back, Tyler, you ready?
Yes, sir.
We got a lot of questions.
There you go. Put him on the spot.
It's a crush.
Did you know volunteering can be fun? Community service is for everyone. Young people, families, men, women. As a volunteer, you'll help your community and gain valuable skills. Network with others. Energize your life. Make an impact and have fun. Get in step with your community. Volunteer. Visit www.lionsclubs.org.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
This is Keon Carpenter, former Atlanta Falcon. You are tuned in to The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
And we're back. Hey, man, I think Keon said he's going to try to make an appearance this Sunday.
We got some turf out back, too. Keon, no. Run the miles every day for a reason, Keon.
Hey, we're back, man. We're going to our Crush interview with our young guest, Tyler Simmons, man. Maceo, introduce this young fella.
Hey, man, this young fella, man, it's the definition of hard work, man. Just last year as a junior, 2 college offers. What did he do? He went and put the work in.
Put that work in.
Senior year, people beating down his door. But he decided to roll with Nick Saban and the Tide.
Roll Tide.
Tyler Simmons in the building. What's going on, young fella?
Nothing much. How you doing?
Hey, man, doing good, man, considering that you one of the reasons I retired from coaching because you left me after 3 days.
Real quick, Maceo, tell a story real quick, man.
So, man, Tyler shows up to camp. I was over at Westlake.
Yeah.
You know, I got just a good group of 9th graders. I'm just excited after practice one day, see him in the cones and catch the ball with his hands. I'm like, yeah, I'm starting 3 9th graders at wide out. Guess who didn't show up when it's time for camp? Tyler Simmons.
I had to leave the day before 3 days.
And that began my my retirement.
Started the descension.
Yeah, just like, man, I can't even keep kids no more. I used to be able to close kids.
Yeah,
now I can't keep them. So,
welcome, young fella. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good.
So, first question, right on my sheet. Why Alabama, man?
I mean, why not Alabama? Georgia. It came down to Georgia, Alabama, Texas A&M. Texas A&M, they didn't have a quarterback at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, they had a big coaching staff.
Switch.
Big coaching staff switch, and started looking closer at Alabama. Every recruiting class that Nick Saban has recruited has a national championship ring. Have a great engineering program.
Yeah, which is beautiful because I know I graduated mathematics degree, so hearing the engineers got me all grinning over here.
So yeah. That's mainly what it came down to. I feel pretty comfortable there. They got a need for, they don't have a big need for receivers, but, anywhere you go, you're going to have to come in and compete.
Absolutely.
And Alabama, they stress that to me. A lot of places, they tell you, you don't need to work on anything. You come in and play. But Alabama, they stuck to their word and said, you're going to come in, you got some things you need to work on, but we're going to get you there.
That's what's up. So what goes into the whole making a choice like this? I mean, it's got to be a lot of, because you're playing and you got all these offers coming in like May. So you go from 2 to everybody in a year. Yeah. So what goes into making this type of decision, man?
A lot of hard work. I mean, it gets stressful at times, but it's a good stress to be able to be blessed with this opportunity, a lot of opportunities. Take a lot of time management, being able to actually look at the colleges, see the pros and cons.
Yeah.
Being able to vibe with coaches, see how you vibe with the players at the school, the other recruits and everything. So, I mean, it take a lot, but you got to balance it.
Okay.
Wow. Now, we were talking about your major. Tell everybody what you're majoring in.
Mechanical engineering.
Was that a factor in choosing Alabama?
It was, partially. Georgia, they don't have a big engineering program right now. They, I think 2 years old.
Oh, okay, okay.
And Texas A&M, they one of the best engineering schools in the country.
They're really good at engineering.
But Georgia, they just had everything I was looking for. I mean, Alabama had it.
Don't do that.
Did he say?
Don't do that.
He took into account his major when he was picking his school.
That's what he said, Chris.
Did he say that?
Yeah, that's what he said, Chris.
Did he say mechanical engineering
yes,
also?
He did, Chris. Yes, he did.
Because I just want to make sure anybody out there listening that this young brother said he's going to major in mechanical engineering.
Not PE.
And he thought about that.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And it wasn't, usually they go in with that major of undecided.
Yeah. They could.
They
could. But they're very intentional, man.
Very
I'm feeling real good right now. I'm over here, and you guys were talking about he had his Alabama shirt on, looks all sharp, and it was. It's impressive.
Yeah.
University of Alabama. I got a couple of my teammates that are down there on the staff, but when he said mechanical engineer, that's when I sat up, and that's why I was like, "Woof." That's
the Stanford.
That's what impresses me.
Yeah. Somebody with a Stanford can say,
Yeah.
say that.
I'm saying there's some bad men that play this game, all right, but not all of them are really thinking about their future, which is something that has to be done, and the fact that he's doing that right now and really understands that he's more than football. I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be watching I'm cheering already.
They got to make you feel good to hear.
12-year NFL vet.
Oh yeah, they do.
Oh yeah. But now, this is what I always want everybody to understand. You went from 2 offers, and you made that decision that I got to work harder, and we could see your body change from your junior year to your senior year. Talk about the off-season transition you made going into your senior year of high school.
It all started with track, really. The end of my junior year. A lot of people think track don't help you, but it really do.
Oh, it really make all the difference in the world.
It really do. I came into McEachern. I had just moved in February. Came in there with no offers. Immediately, Kentucky was the first one knocking at my door. Then it went to Troy. Then it kept going. And then next thing I know, I'm at the state track state championship, and Kirby Smart there. The whole Georgia coaching staff there. And then from there, I started going. I went to Alabama camp, got my Alabama offer, went to Georgia, got my Georgia offer, and it just went on from there.
Well, we just getting started, young fella. Hey, so what you run the track?
I run the 100, the 200, 4x1, 4x4, and sometimes I might do the 400.
Wide outs, baby. Wide outs, baby.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Hey, man, when we come back, man, we got a lot more for you. We got to talk about playing for the mighty McEachern here in Georgia, how that went down. And we just got some more questions about the whole recruiting process. Stay with us, guys. It's The Crush.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
What? What about our plan to win the lottery and start living? Travel the world on matching yachts, wear enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacation on the French Riviera, and then buy it.
You know we're never going to win the lottery, right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Georgia Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it? Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician.
This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Can I have a price check on aisle... ma'am?
Yeah.
Don't look down, but there's a giant python wrapped around your leg.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's probably nothing.
Nothing? Shouldn't I don't know, like, call someone?
No, I don't have the time. I'm late as it is. If it keeps up, I'll have it looked at.
Are you sure? That's a pretty big snake.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, though. You're very sweet.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? If you or someone you know suddenly experiences numbness of the face, arm, or leg, or sudden trouble speaking, seeing, or walking, don't wait to get help. Call 911 right away, because time lost is brain lost. To find out more, visit www.strokeassociation.org or call 1-888-4STROKE. This message brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Killer Mike, Killer Kill from the Ville. You're checking me out right now on the Sensation Station Network. Make sure you tune in, suckers.
And we're back. Shout out to Killer Mike, man. Family. We see you out there, bro. All into politics, doing this thing. We're back, man, doing our interview with Tyler Simmons, man. McKeachin High School, but now Roll Tide goes with him. So I kind of asked you before the show, but I'm asking now. Beating Saban, how was it? Coach Saban, how was it?
That's when it got real for the most part. That's when you know you one of the top athletes in the country, when you get to meet Coach Saban.
And he showed up to McKeachin on the helicopter.
Oh, he did it. Oh, he was with the helicopter.
Yeah, he was the helicopter visit. See, people don't know that.
Yeah.
Now y'all know.
You had the helicopter visit. You know you must be doing your thing if Saban came to see you with the helicopter, man.
It was crazy.
Because you think about it, man, he was going through trying to win a national championship. And he took the time out. I got to go see this young fella, make sure we can go ahead and close this deal, bro.
Oh, yeah. He came out right before, during everybody was coming out of school, so everybody running over to the practice football field, taking pictures and stuff. Then they called me Helicopter Boy for a week.
Helicopter Boy. Helicopter Boy. Oh, man. Man.
Wow, Tyler, your perspective now is out the way. You're going to sign February. Are you looking forward to getting there in June, early workouts?
Yeah, I actually leave May 29th.
Okay.
I move in, start workouts right away. I've been keeping in touch with all the early graduates there.
Mm-hmm.
They've been saying they love it, so I'm ready to go.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, but you talking about mechanical engineering. What's your GPA like now, man?
Currently I'm at a 3.0. I kind of slipped up.
But you got still in the threes.
Yeah.
Senioritis?
No, it's junioritis.
He said junioritis. But you know, man, you're going to mechanical engineering, so you must be loving that math right now.
Well, yeah. I grew up. Well, my dad's side of the family, they all love math. So.
Don't give him that much credit now.
So let's talk about your high school. Yeah, make sure somehow.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
I'll tell you some stories. Yeah.
So you just went to McKeachin, what, last year or this was your first year?
Last year in February, beginning of February.
So you go to McKeachin, which is a well-known school. Where did you go before McKeachin?
New Manchester.
What was the difference between the two schools?
The work ethic.
Really?
Yeah.
McKeachin, you know, it's almost a college campus.
Yeah, it is.
Even though New Manchester, it's a new school building, they still can't compete with the facilities at McKeachin.
Nah, if you don't bring an umbrella to McKeachin and it's raining, you messed up. That's real. I found out from experience.
Oh, boy, you got to make sure they got the whole field up in there. So going to McKeachin, what type of work? What was the work there? Because y'all went all the way to the semifinals this year, right?
Nah, we only went to the second round.
Second?
Yeah, we should have went farther, but
they lost to who you got
we
lose to?
lost to Archer.
Archer.
I thought Archer took y'all a little bit further than that.
3 point.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Disappointed, man. You know, McKeachum representing college.
Yeah, me too.
So how was it playing for Coach Hockman, man?
It was something different. It was real different. He expected a lot more out of you than from my old school, but he only do it because you know you can. That's what you can do.
Right.
It was harder in the weight room. It was harder that summer.
It was a work being put in, huh?
We went to defensive camp out at West Georgia, and that was something different. It was like you was hitting with shoulder pads and helmet and shorts on against other schools like Peachtree Ridge was there, some of the top schools in the state. And we was like fully hitting. You're not supposed to be fully hitting, but it was like scrimmaging every day.
If you got shoulder pads on, you're gonna hit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's safe.
Don't
to say
fall
that.
for the okie dokie. Everybody
they got me.
What they call it? Thudding up top. Yeah.
Yeah, it's thudding up top, but I think you might have just put somebody on blast right there. Didn't have the pants on. I mean, we got to make sure that happens.
Yeah, we got to make sure.
Yeah. So, I have a question. You said you went to 2 different schools. And you said there was a difference in what's that specific difference, and how do you feel like that changed your game in terms of you're going to Alabama now. What was that difference, and why did it really matter? So maybe somebody's out there listening, and they're thinking that that easy way. They'd like it to be easy. That they'd like it to. Oh man, but my coach isn't as hard on me. But what was that difference, and how did that really translate into you being able to go to the University of Alabama?
As far I don't want to put my old school on blast, but they basically just let us take days off. As far as the weight room, working out at practice and everything.
So you're saying if you want greatness, you can't take days off?
Yeah, if you want greatness, no days off.
Mm-hmm. You want to be focused. You can't take those days off.
Yeah. They let us play basketball at my old school instead of lifting, but if you don't lift at McKeachum, you're not playing.
Mm-hmm. Y'all do hear him say lifting a lot.
Yeah.
Cats think they don't have to lift these days.
Yeah.
Boy,
I think some of them probably do, but it's this young brother right here who's going to the University of Alabama. I think he's made it clear that there's certain things that you have to be able to do. So you said from your junior year to your senior year, you felt like you got a lot stronger.
Yes, sir.
So you feel like those things, so practicing a little bit harder and doing a little bit more lifting, that those translated directly into your play on the field.
Yes, sir, they did. As receivers don't think they have to block sometimes. And that was one of the things I found out as a sophomore and junior, because I didn't get the ball much. So they put me in for the blocking plays, and that moved over to McKeachum, and they put me in slot. I'm knocking linebackers out and everything. And they like, awesome. We ain't never seen this before.
And going to Bama, they like that power run. Oh, yeah. So that's one of the big things that they like out there. How much did your parents play in your recruiting process?
They played a big part. Just being able to get their opinion and use it in my decision making and everything. My dad put his opinions in, my mom put hers in, and we kind of sit down and kind of look at everything and make that decision.
Now, I ain't gonna be trying to cause no problem at the household, but you made that decision, right?
Yeah, I did. At the end of the day, they all look at me and they tell me whatever make you happy, we all behind you.
Because we done saw some parents on some programs not happy.
Oh, yeah. we know why they weren't happy, but we won't talk about that.
We won't talk about that.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Hey, man, we about to go to break. We got 1 or 2 more segments with your brother, so stay with us, man. And then of course, we got Chris, man. We got a lot to talk with Chris over there.
That's all good, man. I'm a fan of Tyler. I love hearing him talk already.
Yeah, man. So stay with us, guys. We'll be right back. This is The Crush.
Lombardi once said that it's hard to be aggressive when you're confused. Some of us think that taking our lives to the next level, both personally and professionally, is a confusing and complicated process. Guess what? It's not, and I can prove it. My book, Truisms, will show you how living your life by rules that are so self-evident and obvious, you'll say, I knew that. This powerful yet short, detailed bestseller is on sale right now, under $10. Go to michaelmcfadden.com. That's michaelmcfadden.com, and let Truisms help you to the next level.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
What? What about our plan to win the lottery and start living? You know, travel the world on matching yachts, wear enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacation on the French Riviera, and then buy it.
You know we're never going to win the lottery, right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Georgia Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Marie Callender's knows that you may not have time to roll out dough for a perfectly flaky crust that's made from scratch. Or enough time to mix vegetables with all white meat chicken and a homemade gravy. She knows you may not have a moment to crimp the edges of your favorite chicken pot pie. But Marie Callender's does. And when she's done, all you need to do is find time to grab someone special. Sit down and savor. Marie Callender's. It's time to say.
You know you're listening to the dopest show on the airwaves, right?
You're my boy!
It's the Crush. SSNATL.com.
Thank you, sir.
And we're back. Still doing our interview with Tyler Simmons, man. It's been a great one, young fella. Glad you came in with us, man.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, man. So what are you looking forward to? You talked about what everybody been telling you. Going to freshman year at Alabama, what you looking forward to? When you leave May 29th, what's the first thing? What are you looking forward to when you get there?
The full college experience. Getting to be at a national championship school, that's one thing. Football players always talk about coming in. It's always fun. I'm just looking forward to the full college experience.
Because you're going to the parade in a couple weeks. Is it next week?
It's this week. This weekend. We might be in it.
Get to be a part of the national championship parade.
I mean, if you talking about getting recruits excited. Wow.
Yeah, ride around and see that thing. That's not bad not at all. So you're going into the freshman year. You've been told you're going to have to work. What are some of the things you feel like you need to be working on during this, right before you leave for to go to Alabama?
Hitting the weight room a lot. I'm already taking a couple college classes, so trying to get my time management thing down. And my route running could be. I know Coach Napier. He's gonna be coming out to my couple workout sessions and trying to getting in and out of breaks a little bit better and stuff. So,
Chris, what advice? You played big time college football. What other wisdom can you give this young fellow?
I mean, he said a lot of it. I think the key is knowing it's different. I mean, you wanted to go to college because you wanted something more.
Right.
You have to be ready to work. You know that it's going to be more competitive. Along with the fact, I mean, they're the national champs. So when you got the national champs, they're going to have a lot of guys that could play and start at other schools that are on their bench. So, you want to play at Alabama, you're going to have to beat out a lot of different guys. But that's okay, because if you want to be great, some other guys are going to have to go on the bench.
Yeah. Ain't no friends when it comes to playtime. So if you had to say what this experience has been like, if you had to give it between 1 and 10, I know we've talked about already your college, going through this whole process, what would you grade it as?
A 10. It's one of the greatest parts. Once you sign them papers, it ain't going to be like this no more. You ain't going to get the royal treatment no more.
Oh, he understands. he gets it. But you know what? And so many kids, that's the part of it that shocks them when they get to school. It's been such a... It's been all about me. Yeah. And then now, once they give you that package with your T-shirt, shorts, and shoes, oh man, you and they slap that piece of tape on your head with your name on it. That's it.
You part of the crew now.
It is. I mean, but you have to remind yourself of what you were actually recruited for. You recruited to play ball, and so when you get there, it's not about pampering you anymore. And at the end of the day, really, what they did is they recruited you for a job, and your job is to play football at the University of Alabama, and they pay you with the amount that it costs for you to go to school and get your degree. All right, and so as long as you remember that it's a job, then you know what you came there for.
Yes, sir.
Now you're gonna have a good time. You gotta have a good time.
Yeah.
But the way to have a good time is go out there and play your tail off.
Yeah. Hey, man, we got one more with you, then we're going to let you go. But stay with us, man. It's The Crush.
Marie Callender's knows that you may not have time to roll out dough for a perfectly flaky crust that's made from scratch. Or enough time to mix vegetables with all white meat chicken and a homemade gravy. She knows you may not have a moment to crimp the edges of your favorite chicken pot pie. But Marie Callender's does. And when she's done, all you need to do is find time to grab someone special. Sit down and savor. Marie Callender's, it's time to save.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
What? What about our plan to win the lottery and start living? Travel the world on matching yachts, wear enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacation on the French Riviera, and then buy it.
You know we're never going to win the lottery, right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Georgia Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Can I have a price check on aisle... ma'am?
Yeah.
Don't look down, but there's a giant python wrapped around your leg.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's probably nothing.
Nothing? Shouldn't I don't know, call someone?
No, I don't have the time. I'm late as it is. If it keeps up, I'll have it looked at.
Are you sure? That's a pretty big snake.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, though. You're very sweet.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? If you or someone you know suddenly experiences numbness of the face, arm, or leg, or is having trouble speaking, seeing, or walking, don't wait to get help. Call 911 right away, because time lost is brain lost. To find out more, visit www.strokeassociation.org or call 1-888-4-STROKE. This message brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
This is Amar Batman Carroll. You listen to The Crush, the only sports radio show that they're going to keep it real in the A on Sensation Station Network.
Hey, we're back. Big shout out to Batman Carroll for the love. So, Tyler, as we go into your last little thing, man, if there was one thing, let me not say it that way. Hold on. Mason, go ahead and ask a question.
Because this is my thing. Kids today, the uniforms, out of Alabama's tradition. They're going to wear that all white, then they're going to wear that burgundy jersey, and they're going to wear that helmet with the number on it. Texas A&M got 50 million uniform combinations. That wasn't a factor for you.
At first it was. I mean, growing up and looking at all the uniforms, I always loved Oregon.
When he was a young man.
Yeah.
But now he's making a business decision.
Yeah. You got to take in the fact that somewhere that's going to build you and not just the uniform. So
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. That's the biggest thing, man. I like your hunger because you know Alabama's going to be, you're going to have to earn that spot.
Yes, sir.
And it's not going to be something like you just go in. You got to earn that spot because they national champs. You know, every year, every recruiting class has a ring. They all sitting there with rings. So enjoying that process, what are your expectations going into Alabama your first few years?
I know I'm going to have to work. Nothing's going to be given to me when I get there. And that's one thing that they've already expressed to me. They already said that I might have to play they know I'm going to have to play some special teams as a freshman.
Yeah.
Because even Coach Saban, he expressed, once you get to the NFL, if you don't make them top, 4?
They're too deep at the position?
Yeah. You got to be able to play special teams.
Got to. And there's some guys that try not to.
Yeah.
They say, I'm not going to play special teams. And then they're at home. mean, they are at home.
I'm about to ask you where they at now. Where they at?
You don't have to play special teams. You can go home.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because people made a big deal about Derrick Henry running down covering punts. But I'm like, that's how Nick Saban. To me, I think that's how Nick Saban humbles his kids. Like, nobody's bigger than this program.
Yeah.
This is my program.
Yeah.
Not your program, Derrick Henry.
But if you do well, though, man, we expect big things. Hey, before we go, let me make sure I do it right. You got any shout-outs, anything you want to say before you leave, young fella?
Shout out to my parents, the Keatron coaching staff, New Manchester coaching staff. God, got to thank God, because got to stay prayed up. And my teammates. My teammates played a big part in this, too.
I can tell you this. You ready already for the big press conferences you're gonna have in the future?
I think you got a fan right here.
Oh, no, he does.
Yeah, because I'm
I'm impressed, man.
Yeah, you already got the question that's gonna come in.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, to have a 12-year NFL veteran be able to sit and like y'all just go back and forth. Like, I feel like I did a good job today.
Oh, you did.
I appreciate it.
But Tyler did some great work to be able to be here, and then his folks did a tremendous job. So when you see this young man here, you know that there's been a tremendous group around him, tremendous support network that's made that's been clear and been honest about what it takes to be able to get here. I mean, there's no shortcuts.
That's been the big thing.
If you don't expect that you're gonna have to go to work,
rude awakening.
then there'll be problems.
Yeah, hey, man, we appreciate you, Tyler, for coming on, man. Thank you so much. Hey, don't pick up the phone when we call you in Alabama when you're big, man. Don't forget this, man.
That's like, look, I harass his dad. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Stay with us, everybody. We appreciate it. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad, for bringing them in. When we come back, we're going to the Crush Rundown, but it's going to be all about Chris Draft when we come back. So stay with us.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Well, I finally improved my credit score.
What? The band is about to be discovered. Rock gods don't need to worry about credit scores. We're supposed to think about how many guitars we've smashed, make ridiculous on-tour requests, tragically break up and blame creative differences.
Yeah, I'm not banking my retirement on a band that's never left your garage.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Georgia Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Twin Sports TV, and shout out to The Crush on Sensation Station Network. Get your game up. Woo!
And we're back. Going into the Crush Rundown, brought to you by Parish Capital. At Parish Capital, we can help you achieve your financial goals by providing high-quality advisory service and making smart investment decisions. Go to parishcapital.com for more information. That's P-A-R-R-I-S-H, capital with an A.com. We're going to jump into it with our man Chris Draft when he comes on. But Maceo, that was a great interview by that young fella,
Hey, man. Very proud of that young fella, man.
Man,
especially knowing his dad, man, the way I know his dad.
Yeah.
Wow, man. I'm glad that young fella, man. I tell you. Because his daddy made a lot of left turns.
What I loved about the interview
I'm
is
glad to see that
he
kid.
talked about hard work get you to a different level.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying? Most people don't understand that. Think you just, in high school, some cat just think they can show up and play.
Dude, you can see I'm telling you, you can see the change physically in his body from when he was at New Manchester to his time at McKeachie, man. Unbelievable, man. And that's why I wanted everybody to, I kept stressing that, man. This kid made himself hot. You know, he wasn't around here worried about stars next to his name. He just put his head down and he worked, man.
It was good to
You
have
gotta love that.
a guy who's been through it, been a 12-year NFL vet, for him to do that.
To offer him that kind of advice, man.
That's a beautiful thing. Hey, Chris, that was a beautiful thing, brother, that you did that, man.
Well, hey, I wear a few hats now. And so
I see.
I have the Chris Durant Family Foundation hat, but I also am an NFL ambassador under player engagement, where there's a commitment to not only educate our active players, but really educate our prep players. That's from high school to college, and really challenge them to be honest.
And that was a good thing.
You know, we have to be honest about where we stand, and then are we willing to work? I mean, if you're not willing to work, I mean, it's just not going to happen. These numbers are too crazy. They're 1.1 million that are going to play in high school ball. That's going to whittle down to 66,000. They're going to go to college, and then 300 of them are going to have a chance to play in the NFL. So if you ain't serious,
right,
we're going to find you out.
Yeah, real soon.
And we're going to get you out.
Talk about this, Chris. Just the mental makeup to survive 12 years.
You have to, it can be a cliche, but they say you have to take it one day at a time or one play at a time, and I think that's true. I mean, it's not just a throwaway line; it's the real deal. I mean, you have to play like it could be your last one, and so that means you have to prepare on it. Mentally every day that you come to the facility, not just walk in, but really, I used to sit in the car just for a second and say, "All right, let me go get this." And I think that's what we have to do. I mean, as the young folks are out there watching it, it says, what are you willing to do each day to get yourself better? Because there's no guarantee of when it's going to last. You know, people now, they say, oh, man, you played 10 years. I bet you knew you were going to be able to play 10 years when you started out. I said, that's a young man. Just like my young brother said, he wanted to go to certain places based on uniform.
Yeah.
That's a young man that you actually think that you can say how long you're going to play in a game that's about grown men beating each other up.
And you didn't just play a position. You played linebacker.
Linebacker, bro.
At 5'11", 6 foot, right?
Man, I'm 6 feet tall. There are some people that want to slight me on that inch. Man,
people know the inch make a difference, though, boy.
That's real deal, man. Some people have been slighting me on that inch, and I'm gonna put it out there that I'm 6 feet tall, and it's the truth. But again, there are certain rumors that are floating around on the internet and other places where they've tried to say I was 5'11".
But the reason why I brought that up, you going against linemen, man, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 300. You all in the trenches every day. 12 years at linebacker.
Yeah.
And not just special. You started, 10 of those years?
Oh, yeah.
So you was in tons of plays.
All of them.
How you feel right now?
I feel good, man. I feel good. Now, I love that you kind of set it up, and you said, talking about big grown men, linemen, all these guys, and you've been able to hit them. And, because I love that setup, because the way that I was able to play that long is really a blessing. All right? And so people will think that, how did you do it? What's that secret? What's that secret? Well, there's 4 things that you can control, right? And that's conditioning. Your conditioning level, you can always go out there and go to work, taking care of your body. Your fundamentals, you can control that, the way that you go out and really understand your game, understand your position. Your knowledge. Understanding your position, understanding what the other team is, how they're trying to attack you, and really knowing what to do. And then your character. Can you come to play every day? Now, those things are things that you can control, but then we know what this game is. This is grown men running after each other, going and hitting each other, 330 pounds running at you, hitting you, a 220-pound running back, a 195 one, a wide receiver that can fly, this guy over here, bullets flying, things going all over the place. And I was able to play that game for 12 years.
12 years.
Yeah, man. 13 camps, man. They kept on. I played for a few different teams, man. They kicked me out one of the doors, and I came in another one. I said, "Ooh, that's a different color jersey."
Chris, what people don't understand, man, you came from Cardinals. Stanford.
The Cardinals.
Yeah, 6th round pick.
Just like Tom Brady.
12 years in the game. See, people don't understand. People think everybody got to be first, second round. 6th round pick, 12 years. What was your attitude? You talked about a little bit, but just to make sure, did you say people going to pay for not getting me at this level?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, are they going to pay for it? Not so much as that I absolutely have to prove myself. I mean, if that ain't, that's a writing on the wall that said that we think some other people are a little bit better than you. All right, and on the way to claiming my starting position, that means I'm gonna have to beat some folks out. But just in general, that's what you always do. Right. You're always proving yourself. There's always some young person. We talked about it in terms of Tyler. He has to know when he goes to Alabama, there's a bunch of guys on that bench, and all of them don't want to just play. I can't even say all of them, because sometimes you've got some guys that just get comfortable. They like the gear. They like saying, I'm from Alabama. The girls look good. And they like when you say it, and you all up in that experience. But for the most part, somebody, if you a real ball player, you don't just want a ring.
No, sir.
Like, you don't want to say, well, let me show you my ring that I got when I was on the sideline cheering for the other guys that wouldn't really earn that ring.
I want to see you. I need you to see me make plays. I want to be on the field.
Now, I want to be the guy that made the play, that won the game.
Exactly.
And then that's where my ring came from.
Exactly.
And so, Nick Saban, that's the kind of guy that's he's going to nurture that type of spirit.
Yep.
And so when Tyler's going in there, he doesn't just have to beat out some guys. He's beating out some guys that want to be the guy to make a play.
Exactly.
I mean, and that's what you have in the NFL. I mean, we whittle it down. That's why we're not letting a whole bunch of folks in.
300.
We're not letting them in.
A lot of people
they
coming
said
out.
it's not for long, because if you get caught slipping, they gonna throw you out the door.
Out the door.
They gonna say back in the day, say turn your playbook in. Now it's turn your iPad.
I need all your technology.
You know what I mean? Let us know your address. Don't worry about putting your stuff in a box. We'll do it for you.
Wow.
We got people that can put your stuff in a box for you. And don't worry about that jersey, because that rectangular piece of that strip, we can always rip that off and put somebody else's name on it.
It's real quick, too. The process real quick. They
Very
on Hard Knock, they just bip, and she's sewing it back on.
Oh, real quick, brother. You just renting it. Just renting it. That ain't that's my number. I mean, unless they retire that bad boy, that's some real deal stuff for you to get that thing retired. Word. If they don't retire it, you just renting it.
You renting
like that. You have to, Hall of Fame, just put it all down, and that will be the only way that you own that number.
Wow. You just renting it. I love that.
You renting it.
I gotta write that down.
You just renting it.
I ain't heard that one.
I'm gonna tell you, in the locker room, there's a plastic strip that they put in that just kind of slide in and put your name on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They can get that off quicker than the jersey on the thing on the back. And those are some nice reminders. Anybody, young men out there, just in case, just make sure you check out the jersey and how it's put together.
Wow.
And that rectangular strip is a reminder that says, hey, bruh, there was somebody before you, and there'll be somebody after you. Now, I need you to represent while you have it.
Yeah.
But there will be somebody. There was somebody before you, and there will be somebody after you.
Wow. Oh, y'all listening to this?
I understand.
We the truth today,
we trying to tell y'all.
Can we just talk the truth?
Yeah.
We just be trying to tell y'all, man, and we just warming up with this guy.
Yeah,
I got like a whole page.
It's all good, man. I'm here for the questions.
Yeah. So, real quick, man, you came out of Stanford. You picked up out of 49ers, but you ended up the 4 years you had in Atlanta.
5
years. My bad.
In the ATL.
How was those years?
Shot it.
Because you started, you had Dan Reeves.
Dan Reeves for 4 years, yes.
Yeah. You had the Vic experience come in.
I had played with Mike for 4 years, yes.
Describe those. Those were fun years, wasn't
they? They were. They were. But, again, if you look at it, we went to the playoffs only once in those 4 years. And then when Jim Moore came in 2004, we went to the playoffs again. So basically two times in those 5 years. So I can say that we had fun and we went out and we played. But to say that, it was just fun, no. Because to only go to the playoffs 2 times out of 5 years is not acceptable. But did we go play? Did we lay it out on the field? We did that.
Okay.
Now, we could absolutely did some more. But we went to work.
So you played for Reeves. How was it playing for the legendary Dan Reeves?
How do I answer that? I mean, that's such a big old question. That just really is. I mean,
well, let me let you think about it. Because we're about to do a quick station identification.
Why don't you do a station identification?
We'll be right back. We'll let you answer that question when we come back. It's the Crush.
Ready to hip hip hopper, you don't stop the rocker to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear is not a test.
A dream of the future brought to reality by
Sensation Station Network.
Now we come to the special feature of our program.
Sensation Station Network.
Hey, we're back. Still here with our man Chris Drab. Even though we're in the Crush right now, we had to get this man on because, as you can see, this energy is 100. Forget 10. It's on 100. It's 2 trillion. Hey, so speak about the Dan Reeves years, man. Playing for Coach Reeves.
Speak about the Dan Reeves year. So I said we went to the playoffs just one year when I was there with him.
Right.
He went to the Super Bowl. Dirty Birds dancing. He was dancing up on the stage. I think to understand his grit and his commitment and just who he is was that year they went to the Super Bowl that he had had his heart has heart surgery and still and came back. I mean, that's who he is. He's hard. He's strong. He's a guy that played under Coach Landry at the Dallas Cowboys, who is the epitome of class. Coach Landry, who was a part of the New York Giants staff that where Frank Gifford had played, he was on that staff with Vince Lombardi. So there, tremendous knowledge that he received from being a player and as a coach under Landry with the Dallas Cowboys before he went on to the Denver Broncos and then out here, Giants, and then here in Atlanta. So that's a guy with knowledge. There's a guy that knows what it takes as a player, and again knows what it takes as a coach.
Hey, real quick. At Stanford, you played for Tyrone Willingham, right?
I played for Coach Willingham. Yes, I did.
And he was. Just remember those days back at Stanford. Y'all were pretty good back in them days.
We had some pretty good teams. I actually was drafted. Look at that. Goodness. You have to change up your language.
Yeah.
You have to go from high school to high school to college. And you got to say I was recruited. And you were drafted.
Yeah, they brought
all So they say free agents.
Yeah, they don't do that at Stanford.
So Bill Walsh was there. He was actually the coach that recruited me, and was blessed to be able to play with him for one year. But then Coach Willingham's tremendous.
Yeah.
And I just have to brag on Stanford just a little bit. I really do. So Coach Willingham actually coached under Denny Green when Denny Green was at Stanford. So Denny Green went to the Minnesota Vikings. Then was down in Arizona when he lost his mind on.
Just clown him.
And Denny, I mean, he's a tremendous coach. So much respect around the league. But Coach Willingham went to Minnesota, and he came back to Stanford, really understood and embraced, what we want at Stanford, and that is guys that are committed academically and to football. Not there to be one or the other, but really that we have both. And I think that's what David Shaw has been able to continue with. David actually played under Denny Green and played for Coach Willingham. He was on the team my senior year, so we played together. And David's the coach at Stanford right now, and did just a tremendous job. I mean, they went out the Rose Bowl and
shut it down.
Just tremendous. So you're asking that question. I played for Coach Willingham, but the connections of Denny Green, of Bill Walsh, of even David Shaw right now, it's just it's been a pleasure to have played for him, but then to see what the teams have been able to accomplish and knowing the standards that they have for the kids.
Now that's what I want to talk about. David Shaw, to me, one of the best coaches, bar none, in America.
Yeah,
could probably take any job if it would come open.
Yeah.
But I think he's the perfect fit for Stanford.
He's absolutely a perfect fit for him, and it really comes with him growing up in that area. He went to James Logan across the bay in Union City. His dad was a coach up at the Oakland Raiders, but he went to Stanford, loved Stanford. And that was what was important when we had a couple of years after Coach Willingham left to Notre Dame, where we had Buddy Stevens, which was unfortunate, along with Walt Harris. Both of them were unfortunate. Right. And we needed Condoleezza Rice to come back to Stanford. She went and dabbled all up in the politics and everything, but we needed her to come back. And when she did, she made football a little bit more of a priority. And that's where we went and got, Jim Harbaugh to come back. And Jim understood that it was important to have people on his staff that understood Stanford.
Wow.
And that's why David was one of those guys, along with a guy, Chris Dahlman, and a couple other guys that were Stanford guys, that he wanted to be there.
I love it. Hey, man. I love it. Oh, man, we got so much to talk with you because we definitely got to talk about your foundation. That's a big thing that we want to talk about there. But we all in this football right now, man. I love talking about
this dude is turned, man.
Yeah, and we're going to do it when we come back. Stay with us. It's The Crush.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
What? What about our plan to win the lottery and start living? You know, travel the world on matching yachts, wear enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacation on the French Riviera, and then buy it.
You know we're never going to win the lottery, right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Georgia Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Can I have a price check on aisle... ma'am?
Yeah.
Don't look down, but there's a giant python wrapped around your leg.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's probably nothing.
Nothing? Shouldn't I don't know, call someone?
No, I don't have the time. I'm late as it is. If it keeps up, I'll have it looked at.
Are you sure? That's a pretty big snake.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, though. You're very sweet.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? If you or someone you know suddenly experiences numbness of the face, arm, or leg, or is sudden trouble speaking, seeing, or walking, don't wait to get help. Call 911 right away, because time lost is brain lost. To find out more, visit www.strokeassociation.org or call 1-888-4STROKE. This message brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. And at the end of the day, the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. So United Way is asking you to make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Be a reader, tutor, or mentor. Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Take the pledge now at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Well, I finally improved my credit score.
What? The band is about to be discovered. Rock gods don't need to worry about credit scores. We're supposed to think about how many guitars we've smashed, make ridiculous on tour requests, tragically break up and blame creative differences.
I'm not banking my retirement on a band that's never left your garage.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Georgia Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
You like that?
The Crush, the dopest sports show on the airwaves.
And we're back. Still doing our thing with our man, Chris Draft. Talking about his playing career in his years. So, Chris.
Tell me something. Or ask me something.
Is it true you started off as strong safety when you went to Stanford?
I actually came in as a running back.
Wow.
I played linebacker in high school, but they thought that I could play strong safety, and that would be a good position for me. So that is, yes, that was something that I did.
What made the change?
Man, I moved to a bunch of different positions. What made the change? Who made the change? Initially, it was Bill Walsh. Then it was the defensive coordinator. Then it was the linebacker. I basically feel I was like the guy that puts his finger in the dike wherever we needed somebody. And what I did is I messed up. I learned the defense very quickly, and they thought that meant that I could actually just play all those positions. And I'm thinking, you guys are coaches. You guys should understand, just because you can write it and just because you can diagram it does not necessarily mean that you can play it effectively. And I said, I can go and feel a spot.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be my best spot. But wow. So it took a little bit, and once I got to my right spot, and that is inside linebacker.
Now, just talk about being a student athlete at Stanford. We've heard, like Andrew Luck talked about it a lot when doing his draft process, and they always say, like, when you get a Stanford Cardinal, It's not plural. It's cardinal.
Yes, just the color.
Just that.
Just like the crimson of Harvard.
That's it. That's it. You're pretty much going to get a very heady kid, a very smart kid, a kid that's going to understand. He's going to be able to come in day one and play for you.
I wouldn't say that. Well, I guess in the NFL you would maybe kind of say that. Well, I think more than anything, you get a guy that's going to go and study. Mm-hmm. I mean, just because they can study, that doesn't necessarily mean
translate.
They can play. That doesn't mean that. But I tell you what, my experience was just I loved it. I absolutely loved it. They embrace being student athletes, and they challenge you to be involved in the community, not to just be a football player. There's no athletic dorms. Your freshman year, I mean, you are in the population. I had a roommate. His name was Jean-Paul Lebros. I wish he was listening right now. This joker was just amazingly smart. Didn't know what he wanted to do. He was a biology major first year. He played drums in a band, and decided after our freshman year he was just going to go on tour. So this amazing dude, he basically left Stanford for 5 years and actually 4 years, and then he decided, I'm coming back and I'm be a mechanical engineer. Came back, did mechanical engineering, ended up working at Apple, working on a Nano and an iPad, and said that was too easy. It wasn't pushing him enough, so he decided he wanted to work on solar panels and making them more efficient. So, I mean that's what that environment of people that are competing was amazing. I mean, the other athletes on campus, if they didn't win a national championship, they felt like they had a bad season. And that to be around that energy that's of competition athletically in all different areas, the men, the women, all of them. Mm-hmm. But then to have that same type of competitive spirit in their history class and the engineering class and whatever classes. So they're all looking for a way to put their stamp down and do something that is amazing.
So as an alum, when you see people like Richard Sherman, Luck, all these cats from Stanford representing the league, man, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good. I mean, I really love seeing Stanford win as a college,
right?
Because I think it sends such a tremendous message that you don't have to compromise academics to be able to be competitive, and not just competitive, really be a great, tremendous team. And so, hopefully there are coaches that are out there that are possibly wondering that, maybe we can challenge our kids to be a little bit uncomfortable in the classroom rather than just challenge them to be a little bit uncomfortable and stretch themselves on the football field.
Wow.
Maybe that would help them in the rest of their lives.
Exactly.
Boy,
seems like it would.
When I told y'all knowledge would be dropped tonight, I told you. It don't get no realer than that. What he just said right now.
I say we got to be honest now, and that's the key. We've got to be honest. I mean, I got real live and up there as I was talking about 330-pound men and linemen, but it's true. I mean, and I have to say that. I mean, I have to say that these are some grown men. These are some big men, and there has to be a real honesty about this game that says that, hey, I am, when I was playing basically 232, that's pretty much what I weighed in 80% of the time, and I'm going to go hit a 320-pound man. I am a little bit crazy, and I would tell him I'm half crazy. The one half that went to Stanford is, kind of sane, and then the other side that's playing in the NFL, that joker crazy. But that's what I'm going to do. But the sane part has to say, that there ain't no guarantee that you're going to get up. There ain't no guarantee that you're not going to get hurt. And so making sure that you know that, remember it, play every play to the fullest, and make sure you're taking care of your future.
Before we go to break, you play for 7 teams in the NFL, right?
Yes.
How do you keep your mindset together when you're going from team to team? It's a job. You're a business. Like Jay-Z, you're a businessman.
Yep.
What's the mindset that you have to keep to go from team to team to make sure you focused and staying in and doing those types of things?
The most important mindset is knowing that you're going to another team and that you need to respect them and learn the way they do things. And so as soon as I got there, where's my playbook? Coach, Let me sit with you. Let me talk to you. You know, I want to know your terminology. How do you call things? How do you do things? I had a coach when I was in Buffalo in 2009, and he stood up in front of the class, and our little classroom, because that's basically all it is: linebacker room, classroom, small group, and he told all the linebackers, Chris came in, and because I was in training camp with St. Louis, he said Chris came in and he's asking me questions, and he's asking to meet late and meet before the game, and I'm over here thinking, well, if I don't do it, I'm just going to look bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just going to look bad. But and I think that's the key is what are you willing to do knowing that you're behind the 8 ball when you go someplace else?
Man, when we come back, man, we're going to talk about the Chris Draft Family Foundation. Stay with us. It's The Crush.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Can I have a price check on aisle... ma'am?
Yeah.
Don't look down, but there's a giant python wrapped around your leg.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's probably nothing.
Nothing? Shouldn't I don't know, like, call someone?
No, I don't have the time. I'm late as it is. If it keeps up, I haven't looked at.
Are you sure? That's a pretty big snake.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, though. You're very sweet.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? If you or someone you know suddenly experiences numbness of the face, arm, or leg, or is sudden trouble speaking, seeing, or walking, don't wait to get help. Call 911 right away, because time lost is brain lost. To find out more, visit www.strokeassociation.org or call 1-888-4STROKE. This message brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey, this is Teddy Parrish, and you're listening to The Crush on SSNATL.com.
Big shout out to Teddy. We're back. So, Chris, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Let's talk about the Chris Draft Family Foundation, man. For people who don't know, tell them a little bit about it and what does it focus on?
Great question. So the Chris Draft Family Foundation, empowering families to live healthy lifestyles, we actually founded it in 2006. And the foundation, it was inspired by two people with cancer. Really was. A couple of folks I had went when I was in high school. One was a teacher that I taught special ed kids. The other one was one of my coaches. And when they were diagnosed with cancer, they were in tremendous shape. They had a tremendous relationship with their primary care doc, so they found it as early as possible, had a tremendous support network, were stable financially, and kind of looked at them as an example of what if cancer came into your life. That's kind of the ultimate, that cancer came into your life, but if you were prepared for cancer, then what if anything else came into your life? Because it's not that we can avoid everything, but if we're prepared, then we can withstand a lot of things. And so that was the idea of empowering families to live healthy lifestyles up until we added an initiative, and that was in 2011. So my late wife, Keisha, Rutledge draft, was diagnosed with lung cancer in December of 2010, right when I finished up playing. So I was at training camp with the Redskins, had got released and was at home. And it's funny because so many people ask me, they said, "Do you miss football? Do you miss football?" And it's such a, you want to ask it. So many people want to ask it, but I think it really speaks to how so many people don't realize that there's life within football. And so they asked me, I said, "Do you miss football? Do you miss football?" And I said, "Well, I finished up in 2010, so I was basically came home in September, and that meant that I was home, and Keisha was there, and it meant we had Thanksgiving together, and right before Christmas, she found out that she had a little shortness of breath, and found out that she had a mass in her lung. And so you asked me if I missed football, and I said, well, then that would mean that I wasn't there when my wife got the worst news of her life, the worst news of our life, and I wouldn't have been there with her to support her. Right. We got Thanksgiving and Christmas together with the family, and we barely made it to the next year. And so, do I miss football? Or am I blessed to be able to play? Am I blessed that I was able to play and make my money and then not have to worry about that at that particular time? So what I could worry about is being there for my wife and making sure that I could be there at all the appointments and all the visits and just be there. So do I miss football?
Perspective. What would you say that when you went through that with your wife, how has that molded you today into the person that you are?
Man, that's a good question, and it's kind of hard to answer. Only in that it really more just validated. Football teaches you. I feel like almost football was like practice. You can't simulate game speed. Football says that this could be your last play. This could be the last time you walk on this field. How do you want to be remembered? The last, and that's real. That's football, but that's not life and death. So with cancer, it's life and death. And so that same type of mindset that says we got to grab hold of every day and fight for it, and it has to be precious. I think that's been, that type of perspective has gotten bigger. The other side is just the importance of a great team. Nothing like football tells you that a team is so important, but when you're in the middle of cancer, to have a tremendous team so that you're educated and knowledgeable of the process, it's invaluable. Wow. So I think those are, what are the takeaways? Again, I knew about team, but I got to see how it's that much more important. I understand that, the precious, how precious life is, but but that was just through a football experience rather than really life.
Now your page, teamdraft.org, the principles you talk about: the awareness, early detection, treatment, research, and survivorship.
Yes.
Though that's the process.
That's really the process for solving any type of problem. So you have to be aware of the problem. Ideally, in that awareness, you'd be able to prevent it. But if you can't, then you have to detect it early, and that would be the best thing you can do. And then treating it after that. We have research on there. It's when you don't really know. You've got to do research. You've got to figure it out. And then you have to celebrate your success, and that's what survivorship is. So our team draft, teamdraft.org, you can go to it, and that's what's committed. That's our initiative that is committed to lung cancer. The rest of the foundation is empowering families to live healthy lifestyle. It is about really prevention and all the things that you can do, but my wife did all those things. She did all those things, and you can do all those things that are right, and then sometimes you need some help. And so that's where our team draft initiative really starts. It doesn't say that there's not prevention. Again, everything else about the foundation is prevention, but we're saying that sometimes that just don't work. Sometimes that's not enough, and it doesn't mean not to do it, but sometimes it's not enough, and that's where we have to really kick in and increase funding so there can be better early detection diagnostics. We have to increase funding so that the treatments are better. We have to increase funding so it just there's more survivorship, because flat out that's what it's about. Lung cancer has a 17.85%, 5-year survival rate, which is completely unacceptable.
Right.
But it's changing, and then we've over the last 5 years, really the last 4 in terms of team draft, have really had a chance to see that. I've been to over 130 cancer centers, been able to meet over 200 survivors and get to know them, not just from a phone call or an email, but really in their homes, at ball games with them, and be able to see the change that's happening, not just because a doctor told me, but because I get to see it in the lives of the survivors and how they're living them.
Man, oh, can you give us one more?
One more
segment.
One more segment. Yes, I think I can.
Okay. So we got to finish up, and we got to tell you guys where you guys can go help this.
We got to get all this
great
information.
cause out, man.
Yeah, because we got to do that. We're gonna spend all that time talking about the cause when we come back.
We're gonna let him tell them.
Yeah,
we're gonna let him tell them.
We're gonna let him do it.
Yeah,
stay with us. It's
Appreciate
Crush.
it.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
What? What about our plan to win the lottery and start living? You know, travel the world on matching yachts, wear enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacation on the French Riviera, and then buy it.
You know we're never going to win the lottery, right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Georgia Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Marie Callender's knows that you may not have time to roll out dough for a perfectly flaky crust that's made from scratch, or enough time to mix vegetables with all white meat chicken and a homemade gravy. She knows you may not have a moment to crimp the edges of your favorite chicken pot pie, but Marie Callender's does. And when she's done, all you need to do is find time to grab someone special, sit down, and savor. Marie Callender's, it's time to save.
Vince Lombardi once said that it's hard to be aggressive when you're confused. Some of us think that taking our lives to the next level, both personally and professionally, is a confusing and complicated process. Guess what? It's not, and I can prove it. My book, Truisms, will show you how living your life by rules that are so self-evident and obvious, you'll say, I knew that. This powerful yet short, detailed bestseller is on sale right now, under $10. Go to michaelmcfadden.com. That's michaelmcfadden.com. and let Truisms help you to the next level.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician.
This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
This is Robert Hicks, ex-NFL football player and actor with The Blind Side, and you're with The Crush at ssnatl.com, Sensation Station Network.
And we're back. Still here with Chris Draft, man. And talking that real, man, just on what we can say. Big shout out to Hicks, man, always being with us. So, make sure what we were saying before we left.
Man, so teamdraft.org is the platform, everybody. Go check this page out and look at some of the tremendous things people are doing to raise money for the awareness of this lung cancer. Chris, take it away. Tell them about the page, how they can help.
Well, definitely go to teamdraft.org and the first thing on is our Super Bowl challenge. That's what we're in the midst of right now. And so we actually launched that on Giving Tuesday, which is December 2nd of 2015. And our survivors had a chance to compete against each other in raising money. I mean, I think everybody out there has seen a walk, a run, and whoever kind of raises the most money, it's usually somebody that's directly related to that particular disease. But afterwards, what do? They give them a pat on the back. They possibly give them a medal and a ribbon. And we wanted to do something a little bit different because we understood that we definitely have to fight with research for the future. We have to do that. But we needed to celebrate the now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what my wife was about. That's what Keisha was about. She was about quality of life, and she was about now. All right? When we launched Team Draft, it allowed us to celebrate the now, but then also fight for the future. But we have to do that. And so we set our top three. Our top three are actually, they go to the Super Bowl, so Super Bowl 50, whoever raised the most. And whoever was second, Kathy Weber, actually Kim Regan, I'm going to say their names. So Kim Regan, lung cancer survivor from Denver, is going to the Super Bowl 50. Kathy Weber, who is second, is going to the NFL Pro Bowl in Hawaii. And then Miss Elizabeth Duchamp, and I have to say that because she's from Ottawa, Canada. So French Canadian, everything is going to the Taste of the NFL. And so those are our top three. Wow. And last year what we did is we allowed them really to compete, and then the money's really just paid for the experience. Well, this year we made it where 50% of the money, so if they raise over $1,000, 50% of that goes to whoever they want that money to go to. So for Kim Regan, that her monies, and you can see it, that's going to go to the CU Cancer Center in terms of their lung program. Kathy is raising for the International Association for the Study of Lung Cancer, and then Elizabeth is actually raising for Lung Cancer Canada. So if you're looking at our initiative, along with Jill, who was fourth place originally, now she's actually have raised where she's in third place. She's raising for Rush University, and so the challenge is continuing in terms of the fundraising, because we know at the end of the day we want to celebrate them, but we still know that we have to get more monies to research. So the challenge is continuing. There's a couple of Atlanta folks. If you guys are from the ATL, that is Samantha Mixon, that is Jackie Archer. Jackie Archer was treated at Northside Hospital. That is a partner of the Atlanta Falcons. We want you to support her. We want her to get over $1,000 so that we can give money back to Northside. Samantha Mixon was treated at Piedmont Hospital. This amazing woman is just the epitome of what we want for lung cancer. She is going to be married in March because of the changes that are happening in treatment over the last 5 years. It's creating hope. She has stage 4 lung cancer. Somebody's over there saying, well, what is stage 4 lung cancer with, and why do you know that it's hope? Well, my wife was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer and passed after 1 year, right? Samantha was diagnosed pretty much a year later, and she is still here, and not just still here, she's going to get married. So that's what happened when treatments work. We need more of those treatments, and that's why research matters. So we need you again. And ATL, support Samantha Mixon, support Jackie Archer. And if you're out there and you want to read some of the stories, man, support one of the survivors. Because, again, at the end of the day, that's how we make this fight. It's not going to just be awareness just by itself. It's going to have to come. We're going to have to put some skin in the game. It's going to be about money.
Well, Chris, we're going to put this on all our pages, man. I told you this once before. Very dope individual, man. Proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Proud of you, man. And whatever we can do, man, like I say, we're going to put it up, man.
Man, I appreciate you guys, man. We're going to have stories of our survivors as we're following them through. We'd love to make sure you guys get a chance to share that. I mean, because, again, at the end of the day, we're changing the face of lung cancer. I mean, everybody that's kind of grew up, they saw that picture of somebody that's kind of hacking and coughing. But, unfortunately, that's what I really saw. That's what I knew until my wife Keisha was diagnosed with lung cancer. And we don't want other people to have to get to know lung cancer at that point. Right. We don't want the lung cancer to fall behind, so when you do get to that point that it hasn't moved forward, so you're surprised by it, which is going to happen, but then we need the treatment to be further ahead. So you might be surprised by it. It might be a terrible diagnosis, but it's a diagnosis that you're able to live with.
And we can fight it.
Yeah.
We can fight it.
We already know. We got 1 more minute, Chris. We already know about teamdraft.org. Anybody else you want to just give some love to, you get some shout out to?
Man, it's so hard. Like I said, I played in seven cities, and I know my folks are out in Anaheim with my brother, my nephews. You definitely got to give a shout out to them. But really, just so many tremendous people out there. I mean, I was blessed by being able to go to so many different cities, and it's hard. Everybody asks me, what team you cheering for? I absolutely want to see the Falcons do well, but it's a little bit different than it just being the Falcons. I get the chance to know those young guys through the work with the NFL, and that's why it's hard that as I'm watching all the teams, I want all of them to do well. I want them to be able to look in the mirror when that game is over and just feel like they put it all out there.
Yeah. Well, Chris, we appreciate this, man. This has been probably one of our greatest shows, if not our greatest show we've had on here, man. So
I'm going to start harassing you, too.
Yeah.
That's all good, man. Thank you guys for having me, man.
Teamdraft.org. Please go check it out. Great organization.
And let's make a difference, man.
Real quick.
Yes.
178 tackles one season, right?
Yes. A lot of tackles. A lot of tackles.
That was a good stuff,
but
man.
not just one season. That was with the Falcons. So make sure.
Hey.
We're in the ATL shouting. We want to make sure.
Thank you, Chris. We'll definitely have you back on, man. We want to hear more stories, brother. Stay with us. Stay with us, guys. It's The Crush.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. And at the end of the day, the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. So United Way is asking you to make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Be a reader, tutor, or mentor. Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Take the pledge now at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
This is Judge Hatchett, and you're listening to The Crush on SSNATL.com.
Really, Mace? Really, Glade? Really, Crush fans? This is the section of the show where we question the intelligence of our sports brethren. And we're back. We're jumping to... Man, I'm kind of nervous about keeping the show. The show was so great so far. I'm like...
There's so much positivity. I don't know if we need to do it.
I'm really looking at this really
like, man, I can't put nobody on blast after all that positivity.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we really can.
Yeah, and I started right now. First of all, before we do that, make sure good job with the casting this week, man. That was two great guests right there, brother. Did your thing, Tyler Simmons and Chris Driver.
Hey, man, I mean, y'all know, man, I do a little something, man. You know.
Shout out to everybody in Periscope. I hope y'all enjoyed that. That was awesome. Man, that was awesome. But really, let me start it off, man. Really, referees at the Arizona game, Green Bay, you flip a coin and it don't flip. I ain't never seen that happen before in my life, Maceo.
Yeah, man. It's been a bad year for referees, man. It's been a bad year for referees, man. Refs are tripping.
When he flipped it, it didn't move.
It didn't move. I mean,
when it hit the ground, it didn't move.
How many times have people play like Get Like Me and all that stuff? Come on, dog. Really, dude.
Come on, referees.
Yeah, man.
I didn't even want to put your name out there. I didn't even want to take the time to look because I just couldn't believe I saw that. They had to flip the coin again. You can't flip a coin. It ain't that heavy.
That's what I got first, Maceo. Eddie Lacy. Really, Eddie Lacy. You got one job as a NFL running back. Stay in shape. Man, he looked like a pulling guard.
Maceo.
Running down
when he ran down that field. Did he look like he wanted to get tackled?
It was so many linemen out ahead of him. Like, get the ball to the lineman. Let the lineman get in the end zone.
He started looking around for somebody to tackle.
Dude, he was looking for somewhere to fall.
I'm like, you 10 yards from the end zone.
Come on,
man.
Eddie Lacy. Really, Eddie Lacy.
They pay you to get in the zone.
Dude,
dog.
you have one job, man. How hard is it to stay in shape, Eddie Lacy? You got plenty of time to go to corral.
We got that. When Erica hit us up, he looked like that. He like he had to go to.
I mean, he just got to leave the GC alone, Eddie.
Oh my god!
Gotta leave it alone, man.
He ran that. I was looking. I said, he's trying to fall.
Man,
instead of him trying to get in that zone, he looked around like somebody tackle me, please.
Please find somewhere to follow Eddie Lacy. Really, Eddie Lacy.
This kid here, man. I don't like to call out kids, but Jamal Reed of Oregon State.
Oh man, that was hilarious.
You didn't think they were gonna catch you sticking your leg out there and tripping up the ref, man?
You know what I blame it on?
What you blame it on, man?
AAU basketball, man.
You know they just suspended him for 4 more games.
4 games, yeah. He deserves it.
You thought, and then got the nerve to jump up and be like, "What'd I do wrong?" You stuck your leg out there and tripped up a referee.
On purpose. Like, you saw him and you stuck your leg out, and then you looked around to see if anybody else noticed it.
And then here's what's worse. Once you did that, Utah came back and beat y'all 59-53. So you cost your team the game, and now you just cost yourself 4-game suspension.
Unbelievable, man.
One of the craziest things I ever seen in my life. Guys, really, Jamal Reed, I had to call your whole name. What you got, man?
Hey, man. Ben Roethlisberger. Really, Big Ben. You gonna really act like you heard and nada. Wasn't nothing wrong with you, Ben. Nothing was wrong with you at all. Regardless of the medicine you took. Everybody in Denver say, dude, wasn't nothing wrong with you.
If you were really, you wouldn't threw that first pass.
No, I mean, you let the first one go 60 yards in the air.
There.
You letting everybody know you fine, man.
If your shoulder was that bad, Ben.
Really, Ben Roethlisberger. Really. Exactly, He said bomb on the first play.
Bomb.
A bomb. Nothing wrong with you, B. So Brian Billick was right, man. Being a drama queen.
Big time.
Drama
he called
queen.
him out before. He said,
yeah,
I expect Ben to play because he's a drama queen.
Drama queen. Really, Big Ben.
You're going to throw 60 yards to your shoulder.
Yeah.
Even though they're doing great in the NFC Championship game, really, Carolina Panthers, y'all riding hoverboards and drag racing?
They've banned hoverboards in Carolina.
To where you had to have them banned? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Y'all got a game to play. Come on, get off them things. They burning up. They will make you fall.
Yeah, they catching on fire.
Just stop. Y'all got a game to play this weekend. I know you want to have fun, y'all. Just stop. If your coach have to ban something, really, team, y'all got a championship game to play this week. That's all you should be worried about. That's all I got to say about that, man. What you got, man?
Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
Wow.
Yeah, this is kind of petty for me.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad they lost, man. We don't have to hear nothing about they 6 rings, 6 bird, that sorry, terrible towel. All that stuff is done. Y'all on the sofa with us, with everybody else. We don't have to hear nothing about your coach and y'all all in love with this guy and he started crying. That's why I don't nobody like Pittsburgh Steelers, man.
Wow.
Really Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
They got a good fan base, too, man.
They're not the Cowboy Nation. They're not the nation. Only one fan base can be obnoxious, and that's the Dallas Cowboys.
Here's my last one, man. Okay. Khloe Kardashian. So your husband, your ex, is going through trying to get himself back together, and you go on the show and say, oh, yeah, we got a sex tape out there. Come on, Khloe. Really?
Who got a sex tape?
Khloe and Lamar. She just going to put that out there. The man trying to get healthy.
Hey, man. People not tired of the Kardashians. They 15 minutes not up yet. But somebody please speed up the clock on their 15 minutes of fame.
Let that man get healthy. He don't need to be. Now everybody will be like, where is it at?
It done went on too long now. Oh, it'll be released next week.
Oh, yeah. She putting it out there early.
I mean, you got to remember, it's a sex tape it's a sex tape that made them famous.
So guess what? So see it come out. Hey, man, we about to come back with the Crush recap.
Yep.
It's the Crush.
Did you know that Lions Clubs International has been collecting used eyeglasses for years? Lions members take the donated glasses, classify them by prescription, and redistribute them to needy people all over the world. Each year, Over 1 million pairs of eyeglasses are given to those who may not be able to afford proper eye care. Take a look around your house. I'm sure you'll find at least one pair of glasses that no longer fits your prescription. Someone, somewhere, can use those glasses. Lions clubs everywhere urge you to take the time to find your old glasses and then take them to the convenient drop-off sites in your community. This message brought to you by Lions Clubs International.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Do you have student loans and are worried about making your payments? Stop worrying. Now, Direct Student Aid can help you if you are behind, if you are late, or even if you are in default on your student loans. We can help cut your payments fast. We provide student loan relief, getting you relief from your student loans right away. We will stop any harassing phone calls, stop any wage garnishments, and even remove any tax liens. No matter how much you owe or how far behind you are with payments, call our established Direct Student Aid toll-free assistance line right now. We can fix your student loan problems guaranteed. That's right, we guarantee we will get your student loan out of default and cut your payments right away. We have helped thousands of people just like you fix their student loans. Best of all, it's 100% guaranteed. Don't go another day with your loans behind or in default. Our specialists are waiting for your call. Call 866-855-6516. That's 866-855-6516. Again, call 866-855-6516. That's 866-855-6516.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
This is University of Georgia linebacker Demetrius Douglas. You're tuned in to The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
And we're back. We're going into the Crush recap brought to you by Blunt Power. With Blunt Power, 3 sprays last for days. You can find out more about Blunt Power at their website, bluntpower.com, or go to their Facebook page, Blunt Power, or their Twitter page at Blunt Power. First of all, I just want to make sure this show was a great one for us because of the fact that you were able to see a young guy who's about to start his college career very soon, and a guy who had a 12-year career in the NFL. So we had it from the beginning to somebody who's been through it.
Oh, yeah.
One of those shows, man, that you really just want to sit back and just say, that was a good one.
You got some first-hand knowledge.
And that was the beauty about it. The energy was crazy. It was just great to see people. I saw a kid 6'3" in 8th grade.
Wearing a size 17 shoe.
Hey, man, but great show, man. Just love this show, man. Big shout-out. We talked about Tyler Simmons, who plays for McKeechee this year, who's going to Alabama next year. He's the epitome of grind.
Yeah.
He's the epitome of it. He 2 letters to what everybody wanted him the next year, man.
He had 2 offers, Tulane and Alabama State were his 2 offers in his junior year.
Yeah.
The kid worked his butt off, got rocked up, got yoked up, all that good stuff. And everybody in the SEC offered him a scholarship.
And we want to make sure me and Mayshaw went to Mark Brown College, so we went to Division II, and it's still hard to get into college.
It's hard to get in college, period.
We're not downplaying any of those schools. We're saying is his work ethic changed, and he got different opportunities to play because, and that was the thing. That's what it's all about. He ran track. He didn't just sit in his junior year and not run track, but he ran track too. Kid got a scholarship, and he's ready to go to Alabama. He was called Helicopter Boy.
Hey, man, listen. You must really be a pretty good player if Nick Saban show up to your high school in a helicopter, to come see you. Hey, man, but y'all can call me Helicopter Boy.
Call me Helicopter Boy every day.
Because I'm that dude. Just think about how live it was for him in the hallway them next few days.
I might go around with a helicopter hat on.
Boy, I'll tell that story forever.
He can't see me.
Man, you know Nick Saban can't see me in a helicopter now. Boy, you talking about
right on the practice field.
You talking about swag?
Oh man,
swag.
And I know exactly where he landed at too. If he said on that practice field in McKeithen,
yeah,
I know exactly where he landed at.
That dude,
dedication, man. That's what it's about.
And what's gangster about Nick Saban to land when he know everybody gonna be outside?
Oh yeah,
you know, hey man,
school was letting out. They say,
come on, man,
because he know. But see, he gotta be smart. Nick know he gonna want more talent from that school.
Hey man.
It's all about
it's a dirty game out there, man.
It's not only about the day; it's about going on for a lifetime. And then Chris Draft just came in here and
he lit it up, man.
Lit it up.
Great guy, man.
Played for 12 years. Some of the stuff we didn't get to with Chris because we got so talked about it, but he played 12 years, 7 different teams, and started for most of those teams.
Yeah, and I made a promise to Nikki that I wouldn't make her cry because we had a conversation leading up to this Chris Draft interview, and he kind of started turning that corner. I kept trying to look at her, and I was just like, I'm gonna make sure we get away from it. But yeah,
I had to ask, but he brought it up more.
Yeah.
A good dude, man. Just love his organization.
Great guy, man. And the thing he said about character, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, the highest word people can use, and when they talk about, they either gonna assassinate your character or they're gonna talk up your character, man.
And Stanford teaches you one thing too.
Hey man,
you can do it in both arenas, man.
I think I'm gonna tell Kiara that we need to apply to Stanford, man. It seems like that's the place to be.
Everybody talking about you can't do both. Stanford's showing you every year, man.
Dude, highly competitive.
We're gonna challenge you on the field, but off the field, we don't think you can challenge us there. It's not about just football for us.
I always think about when Andrew Luck was getting drafted, and they always go do those little specials on Stanford campus. They would get him on the class board, and he's a mechanical engineer major. He's gonna, after his NFL plan, he's gonna construct highways and bridges and all that stuff, man. So I mean, speak volumes, man, about the college experience, man.
Here's a little bit of thing. We want to toot our horn, but when we bring kids in, we don't just talk about football. We like to talk about everything. And for Tyler to come in and say, man, mechanical engineering meant a lot to me. We were both coaches. Yeah.
So we understand the well-roundedness of what makes the kids click.
So when you used to get those report cards like we used to give, how long would you go off when you saw a kid just ain't really
bruh, let me tell you something. They would be scared to bring me progress reports.
Oh, man, I hate
we had weekly progress reports. Dude, we're up, down, man. Up, down.
I was you to death, bro. You come in there with a 1 point something or something, man. You better.
Because the kids don't understand. I mean, it's bigger than that. Dude, because so many of you guys are not going to play professional football, but all of y'all can get a college degree, and all of y'all can get out your mama's basement.
Chris said the numbers. 1 million play high school football.
1 million kids play high school football.
66,000 play college. Just think about that.
Yeah, and 3,000 play less than 3,000. Because only 300 kids, only 300 kids gonna get drafted every year. So the numbers are staggering.
Yeah, it's if you don't quit thinking that you're gonna come in. I used to hate to hear kids used to tell me, "Coach, man, I'm gonna do this," or when I used to argue with parents, "Oh, my kid can do this." Can he get his grades first?
Yeah, I didn't do that. Yeah, I didn't do that because I mean, dude, it's so much going against you. Do you know how lucky you have to be to make it to that level?
I tell everybody. Everybody say, when you went to college, I went as an academic, and I just came on later.
Dude,
I didn't even play first. I went and got the grades first to get in, and then I was able to play.
Like I would tell anybody, Arkansas Pine Bluff was my last collegiate football game, and I knew it was. I knew this was gonna be the last time I was gonna ever wear a helmet, shoulder pads, and I was gonna spat up unless I was gonna be going to play some flag football or something. But that wasn't in my. I was like, get in, get out of here, man.
Where your degree hang at?
But on my mama wall.
It makes a difference.
Belong to my mama. She told me that belonged to her.
Mine's in my office. My mom said, "Nah, baby, you take that and post that where you at."
No, my mom said that belonged to her.
You got that one. I said, yeah. So get your degree, man. That's what we're talking about. We also, man, we talked a little bit. I'm just going to bring this up, Maxwell. Cleveland ain't got no excuse. I'm just jumping to a Golden State up 104-67.
Ooh.
And they putting them numbers on Cleveland.
Golden State coming off a loss, too.
They putting them numbers on them right now.
Yeah.
I think Curry's back, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Cleveland, I mean, Kyrie is there.
He back.
You know, you got a full clip.
Love is there.
Yeah, Dellavedova is out there being dirty probably.
Yeah.
So, I mean, keep getting them things put on. Cleveland fools gold. I will say this about the West, though. San Antonio is that real deal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Golden State, they bought LaMarcus Aldridge there to beat Golden State.
And they look good right now. 24-0 at home. Great thing. Hey, so this weekend, man, make sure tell us what we got going on this weekend.
Oh man, this weekend, man, y'all know what it is, man. Watch party, NFC AFC Championship game, Nikki Pep birthday.
Yeah, celebrate Nikki's birthday.
All that, man. We're gonna be a sweet lounge, man. Doors gonna open at 2, kick off at 3. Y'all know how we watch the games, man. Come out, you know what I'm saying? Have fun.
2 games.
2 games.
3 o'clock. 6:30.
You get to see Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Carson Palmer, and Killer Cam.
Yep. You can't beat that, man.
Come on, man. 3 number 1 draft picks and a guy who went the 6th round who got more rings than everybody.
Got 4 of them.
Yeah. So I mean, hey man, it's real.
Say, oh man, hey Max, man, that's great. I'm trying to see, man. I ain't really get into too many. We didn't do too much roundup today.
No, we know we can save for tomorrow, but Bree Hurd, we're gonna talk about the Cowboys all off season. So don't be giving me no date when we gonna stop talking about the Cowboys. We got postseason. We got the combine coming up. We got all kind of stuff, Bree. So you will not. That won't be the end of you about the Dallas Cowboys. We got to get ready for next season.
I want to say that before we leave, man. Is Eddie Lacy gonna make? Is he gonna hurt your boys' draft status?
Yeah, man, he's already hurting his draft status. Because everybody thinks that Alabama running backs are blind and lazy. Yeah. Trent Richardson and now Eddie Lacy.
And if your boy come in, he's bigger than both of them.
Well, I think he's a true. We don't know what the money gonna do because we didn't think the money would do Eddie Lacy like that. So clearly Eddie Lacy just think that he can just show up, man, and he can eat all the shrimp fried rice, all the mugu got pan, and just show up and tote the mail 25 times. Yeah, man, with the turkey grease. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that, man.
Oh boy, when he ran that, when he was out there, we thought he was looking around like, somebody, please stop this.
Dude, he was looking for somewhere to foul. Tell him he should have pitched it to the guard.
He like, Steve, stop this from happening. I'm still running.
Because the guard was like ahead of him. He should have kind of got ahead a little bit and handed it to him like backwards.
It was the epitome of 2 runs. You saw what Eddie did, and then you saw what our boy Fitzgerald trying to get in the end zone. He was like trying to get there.
Fitzgerald is one of those guys who works out like extremely hard, man.
So he was trying to get to the zone. Eddie was trying to fall.
Eddie Lacy was looking for somewhere to fall, man. Looking for somewhere to fall, man. If I was Aaron Rodgers, he had to come stay with me in all season. And we're going to put him on the shred diet. We're going to get Sean T to come by there. I'm going to rent Sean T for like 4 months. 4 months. And we're going to get Eddie Lacy in shape, man. Yeah. He need to come see my boy John Lewis, man. He come down here in the A.
John might run him ragged, man.
Man, John had him jumping out the pool.
Yeah.
That dude built terrible, man.
Hey, man, real quick. Again, man, we got a good show for you guys tomorrow in 22 hours. One of our favorites going to be.
Hey, man, we're going to talk quarterback, man.
One of our favorites.
Ron Ville will be in the building, man.
So we get to talk with him, man.
He's a quarterback guru. I'm going to T. Will say he eating honey buns. So Eddie Lacy, I don't know honey buns.
And I'm a big guy, too. But I ain't out there trying to run that rock like that. Because he ran that rock, man. I'm like, please, Eddie, just keep running, man. You're almost there, Eddie. Eddie just wanted to fall.
Eddie tried to tap out, man. I would have just, man. Hey, man. It's a bad situation, man.
Thank you, Sky, as always. Nikki, the photo's already looking great. So
look here, let me tell you something. Don't be asking Nikki to bring her laptop every day now.
Nah, I didn't know she had it. I didn't know she had it.
Don't be asking her. Don't get spoiled by that today now.
Thank you, Nikki.
There's only 4 pictures. She took more.
Thank you, Tyler. That was great for you to come on. Thank you, Chris.
He retweeting everything, man. What a great kid. Man.
Basio, you ready to do this again tomorrow, man?
Man, we on deck, man. Runville, man.
Hey, baby, we'll see you guys tomorrow. It's the Crush right here on Sensation Station Network. I'm worried about what he. Thank you, guys.